Come on, come on. I've taken advantage of this lovely afternoon to come over to Pitsford Reservoir. It's not too far from Northampton, and on a day like this it's a lovely walk. Now I have cycled it many times, I've run around it a few times in the past, but I just thought it was a nice afternoon to come over and have a nice wander and bring you with me. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a lot of flies about this afternoon and they are really annoying. Well, I'm not sure if it'll show up on this camera, but way over in the distance there is the visitor centre and one of the other car parks. I love to hear the birds singing in the trees, don't you? It's quite unusual this afternoon. There's hardly any people here, certainly not on this track. Most of the other times I've been here, you meet somebody every sort of 150 yards, but I've only seen, I think it's one person since I left the car park, about 3/4 of a mile that way. I have my pan and tilt gizmo type thing, which is excellent, in my backpack, but I have such a bad right shoulder at the moment that every time I remove this backpack, getting it on again is a mission. After me. These midges. So pointless, aren't they? They're so pointless and annoying. Not sure if they're showing up on this camera, but I can feel myself getting bitten as well. Now there are 3 reservoirs between 10 and 20 miles from where we live. This one, of course, which is the smallest, and then there's Graffham Water over towards Huntington, excuse me, and then there's Rutland Water over towards Oakham. All of them are nice, pleasant places to visit, particularly on a sunny day. Nice walk, nice cycle ride, whatever you want to do. Now Pitsford Reservoir is in not necessarily two halves, but there's a main road that cuts through about 1/3 and 2/3. This is the 2/3 side, which is the bigger side of it with the track all the way around it. The other side is predominantly used for fishing, but the fishermen in their boats do come over to this side via a tunnel, and there are some out there in the distance. Now I don't know how aggressive these swans are, but let's go and take a look. There aren't any really young ones there, so Mum's not going to get upset and rush at me. Lovely creatures though, aren't they? So the visitor centre and cycle hire and everything, and the main car park is getting closer. But up here it kind of takes a right and then comes back on itself. So still a fair way to go yet, but looking forward to it, and I'll get a nice drink, a nice cold drink. This was tempting, so I went to take a look. Any dragonflies today? No? No, don't see any. Have seen them there in the past. Lovely. Nearly there. As I said, I am so dry. I was almost tempted to cut across there, but I'll stay on the tarmac. And these midgy things have been driving me round the bend. What is that? Yes, they have. I've never known them as bad here before. Right, so here we are. The visitor centre and boat club, yacht club, whatever it is over there. Lots of areas for children to play, and a good sized car park up here just in front of the visitor centre. And obviously you can bring your own bikes to here, but of course they hire them as well, so if ever you fancied an afternoon, well, at any of the reservoirs really, certainly our local ones, you can hire a bike and go round, and I can guarantee you'll love it round this one on a sunny day. I really wish I'd taken my jacket off now some while back. I'm so warm. Does the sweat show on the camera? Oh, it looks like they might be closing. Are you closing? No. So I can get a nice cold drink. Ooh, nice selection of crisps and cakes and things. Do you mind me filming? That's all good, yeah. Can I have a nice can of Diet Coke, or no? You do. Anything else? No, that's it. Thanks. It's £1.45. One. Couple of 50. Oh, 150. Yeah, just stick. Also, just drop it. Just stick it in there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
Been walking?
Yeah, from the other car park. But I mean, I've done the whole circuit many.
Pitsford or the one at the Causeway?
Causeway.
Causeway.
Yeah, but Yeah, I've walked it many times all the way round, but for now I'll just walk up here, get a nice drink and then back again.
I will enjoy.
Yep, thank you. Right, where shall I sit? Just here, I think. I bought the Tennyson pan and tilt gadget with me, and it's really impressive. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I have done a video on it before, but yeah, I think it's an amazing bit of kit. So if I carry on walking, you'll see it follows me. Good, isn't it? So here's the cycle hiring and the ice cream parlour where I just had the can of Coke, and that was perfect. What I think I should do before I start my way back is to use this building over here, but you're not coming in. While we're here, let's take a look inside. Yeah, they've got everything you would need. Right, I'm going to get back to the van, and I think I'll make a nice cup of tea when I get back there, or coffee. But I'm just going to see if this cafe sells milk, because I forgot to put some in the van. Do you sell milk?
Pardon?
Do you sell milk?
Milk?
Milk. I'm going going back to my camper van and make a cup of coffee, and I forgot to bring any milk. You don't sell?
Do we sell milk?
You don't have any of the little container things, or?
No, we only
No.
have like the 4 pints, unfortunately.
I'll take one if you sell one.
Yeah, we can sell them. I don't think how much they are.
Is it semi-skimmed?
Let me double check actually. I don't know if we have any semi-skim.
Ah,
We've got skinny and full fat.
you got skinny?
Yeah.
What, red top?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one of those, that's fine. Oh, a bit big. What size are they?
3 litres on it?
Oh, crikey, no, yeah, that'll be too much. I'll leave that.
Okay.
All right, thanks anyway. That's all right, thank you. 2 litres. Crikey. I can't put that in my backpack with this pan and tilt thing I've got, so obviously it's just come out of the fridge, and it wouldn't be too kind to my GoPro or the Tennyson smart tracker. Right, so I'm going to go back the way I came now, but if you go that way around the other side of the reservoir, there is a big dam and a big building with all the valves and I guess a big waterworks place. It's just coming into view between those trees. I'm not sure if you'll see it on this camera, but yes, it is. Anyway, yeah, as I said, there's a cycle track. It does go all the way around. There's the Kestrel Trail, the Lapwing Trail and the Skylark Trail, with distances marked up just there. So yeah, very nice. Sure your children would love it if you've got any. The only thing I would say is there's a lack of any bins. There's obviously bins for dog mess, but even up there at their small ice cream parlour cafe type thing, there were no bins outside at all. I did find a recycling bin inside the cafe where I was able to put the can, but I don't know where you're supposed to put any other rubbish that you have. I suppose they expect you to take it all home, which obviously is the right thing to do. Right, so I've really enjoyed this walk this afternoon, really pleasant. I'm going to make my way back to my van now. I'll give you a little show around. It's very nearly completed, if you've been watching the videos, the conversion that I did. It's very close, so I'm going to make a nice cup of tea, and then what I'm going to try to do, let's look at those motorbikes going, and then what I'm going to try to do is get the drone up, if there's no restrictions. I know there's a small airfield, Sywell, not too far away from here, but it'll warn me that I can't take off when I get it out. Fingers crossed. I'll be able to fly it and let you see the reservoir from above. Anyway, it looks as if it's going to be a gorgeous late afternoon. Perfect for golf, but I haven't got one arranged, so that'll have to wait. The Little Grey Men. The last gnomes in England. Opposite a willow bush on the banks of the Folly Brook stood a leaning oak tree that was with a rough grey bark. The brook had washed away the sandy bank and laid bare the tree's massive roots. If you waited long enough, keeping very still, you might have been lucky enough to see the bulb money. He came out from under the roots very slowly, peeping first one way and then another, and listening. And if you want to read the rest, just pause it there. A little shadow stole out of the bushes. It was a wood dog. Its cunning eyes were like slits, and its brush switched to and fro like an angry cat. Just on our way back past the dragonfly area. Are we lucky enough to see any this time? No, just lots of midges above the water. Well, she certainly had a long life. Must have been the fresh air. I don't know if you can see right over there, but there's the little bridge that comes under the road for the boaters from the boating club on the other side, in the other side of the reservoir. Yes, I meant angling club, not boating club, but there are lots of boats there, so nearly right. So I'm back at the van, and I did manage to get the drone up for a short while. And here you can clearly see the bridge that comes through from the other side of the reservoir for the boats and the fishermen. So a little update on the van. It's all in there. I've been working on the electrical cupboard in here, a 12 volt and 240 volt. Well, if I just go back in here actually and just turn on this little power pack I've got here. There we are. So a little update on the van while I'm out here. The seat cushions are in the process of being made, so we're just sitting on these at the moment. I've got the LED lights in along the bottom of the unit there. We have a small 12 volt rechargeable Freeview TV, which is fantastic. And the sink and hob are there, but they do need to be plumbed in, and the gas connected, which is imminent. I've been working on the electrics, and then down in here I had to send for a new porta potty, but I got the little porta potty cube and it fits perfectly into that cupboard, and I just made this piece here that fits there to stop it sliding forward. So yeah, all in all, coming along nicely. And it's very cozy in here, particularly when it's dark. And here, these work really well, these lockers. I haven't completely sorted out what's going where yet, but it's getting there. And yeah, really pleased with it. I'm actually really pleased with the way I managed to put it, you know, assemble it all and get it. And what I should say is it does go in very easily if you do the job right. There were a couple of comments from people saying they never fit. Excuse me. Well, I can tell you categorically that this one went straight in. In the video, the last video of how we did it, I'll be explaining how that happens, but trust me, it went straight in. And then all I had to do was to fit the top cupboard there and put these in with the spacers which go along there. I'm not sure if you'll see them, but they're in here, spacers, just so that the lids can come up without a problem. But yeah, I'm very pleased with it, and I hope anybody else that does decide to get one enjoys doing it as much as I did. Let's have a look and see if there's any little fishes lurking underneath there.